Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome back to the AFI project. Today we're going to be taking a look at Modern Times. This was directed by Charlie Chaplin. It also stars him, and this would be one of his last, if not his last, turns as his iconic character, the Tramp. Trying to describe this movie is a little tough, but to make a long story short, the movie follows the Tramp, played by Chaplin, as he tries to negotiate his way through a more industrialized world. Basically, this movie is Chaplin commenting on the Great Depression and how, as we have become more mechanical, we have lost the true heart of our lives. We have lost our way. In my research, I came to find out that Modern Times was originally supposed to be Charlie Chaplin's very first talkie. He even had a script ready for it and everything, but chickened out at the last minute. Honestly, it's kind of hard to imagine Charlie Chaplin talking in any movie. I'm going to be watching The Great Dictator soon for an upcoming collab. Stay tuned for that. But outside of Robert Downey Jr. playing him, I don't think I've actually heard Charlie Chaplin speak. And that's going to be a weird day when that happens. But throughout the AFI project, I have covered the three pillars of silent films, at least in America. Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and the Marx Brothers. I've got one more Marx Brothers movie to cover in A Night at the Opera, but for right now, I've covered all of Chaplin's output in the AFI's list, I've covered Buster Keaton's lone output in the general, and I've got The Night at the Opera coming up, but I have already talked about Duck Soup. Now that I have gotten a taste of all three pillars of American silent film, I think my favorite has to be Charlie Chaplin. Don't get me wrong, I have massive respect for everyone involved here, but each pillar has their own different traits. The Marx Brothers movies are just straight-up comedies. They're going to make fun of everybody and don't care if you like it or not. Buster Keaton's comedy is more along the lines of physical comedy, more akin to like action movies rather than like slapstick. Seriously, you could rewatch The General with 2021 standards and in terms of action, and you could just revel in just how incredibly staged everything was there. But I prefer Charlie Chaplin over the two, but it's literally like 1A, 1B, and 1C. And the reason why I like Chaplin the most is because he can be very funny, and he can have a lot of stunts. See the stuff in The Gold Rush, or see the infamous scene where he is roller skating and nearly falls over in this movie. But Charlie Chaplin's movies have the best stories out of all of them. The most meat on the bones, if you will. I'm not quite sure if Modern Times is my favorite Chaplin movie. I'd have to think about that. But as far as the ones that I have seen, this is among one of the better ones, in my opinion. Chaplin's final turn as the Tramp would end up being City Lights, but throughout this movie, I got the feeling that he was giving a lot of love to the Tramp because he figured, I'm not going to be this character much longer, so I might as well go out with a bang. And there are many scenes in which Charlie Chaplin gives a lot of loving kindness to the Tramp in like a thank you for your service kind of way. The Tramp really gets put through the ringer in this movie, and the movie does a good job of showing him in an incredibly sympathetic light. I like that. I like the spirit of it. And in a bit of, I guess, prediction of what was to come, there's a scene in this movie where the Tramp is accused of being a communist or a communist sympathizer, which either was happening or was about to happen in Charlie Chaplin's modern life, as J. Edgar Hoover's FBI would label him either a communist sympathizer or lover, and that would not be helped by The Great Dictator, but again, that's a collab for another time. But like I said in the intro, this movie is all about Charlie Chaplin commenting on the state of affairs at the time, and how, as the Great Depression has hit the entire world, we have to realize our priorities, or at least think about realigning them. Chaplin is trying to show through the lens of the Tramp that the world has become a lot more cruel as we have become more advanced, and if we are to retain some of the wonder and heart that we have, then we should think and use our technology carefully. In some ways, that message still resonates to this day. I am not a cinema studies major. I am not even close. But upon researching and doing my due diligence there and thinking about several scenes in the movie, one of which being where the tramp is being accused of using drugs and is sent to jail, and then when he's about to release, begs not to go back out into the world because the world has treated him unfairly. It hit me. It really did. I think out of all of Chaplin's movies, this is the most worthy of being studied and, I don't want to say scrutinized, but like looked over and theorized. And at the end of the day, I'm not sure if this is Chaplin's best work. I'm still leaning towards City Lights. But as far as heavy stuff, I want to say, this is Chaplin at his very best. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Next time on the AFI Project, we're going to be jumping well ahead in the timeline to talking about one of the last, if not the last, Westerns on the AFI Top 100 list. It is Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way, when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.